In today's wrap-up, Justice Minister Rustam Badasyan has announced that constitutional changes forcing High Court judges to retire will come into effect in 2 days. The opposition Bright Armenia Party is reluctant to legally challenge the recent constitutional changes. 711 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed, and the Prime Minister has laid out the situation in Armenia regarding jobs and unemployment. Justice Minister Rustam Badasyan has announced that constitutional amendments that have already been passed in Parliament will come into force in 2 days. The changes will see the forced retirement of 3 judges that have served for more than 12 years in total, and the end of Vardan Petrosyan's tenure as head of the court. He will continue on, however, as a member. This comes as the Constitutional Court has already announced the date for the first hearing regarding the case of former President Tsarukyan, who was recently granted bail worth over $4 million. It would seem the government is moving quick to gain control of the court in order to move against Tsarukyan and tycoon and politician Tsarukyan, whose arrest was approved by Parliament but ended up having a court nullify the arrest warrant. Several Constitutional Court judges have also stated that they will begin legal action against the constitutional changes. Alvina Gulumyan, who is facing forced resignation, has stated that her current tenure began in 2014, therefore she cannot be forced to resign. Although she served in the court from 1996 to 2003, she added that she will take legal action. Felix Tsarukyan, another member of the court, also stated that he will take legal action against the decision. Head of the court Vardan Petrosyan has also been complaining that despite the advice of the Venice Commission, a Council of Europe body with expertise on constitutional matters, the constitutional changes were not sent to the Constitutional Court for review before enactment. The government stipulated that it did not do so due to a clear conflict of interest. The opposition Bright Armenia Party, which holds 17 seats in Armenia's 132-member parliament, remains reluctant on legally challenging the recent constitutional amendments. Tsarukyan's Prosperous Armenia Party has been calling on the Bright Armenia Party to join forces in legally challenging the amendments that will see 3 Constitutional Court judges forced to retire. Although both parties boycotted the vote on the amendments in Parliament, the Prosperous Armenia Party wants to appeal the decision before the Constitutional Court, but needs 27 members of Parliament to sign said appeal. According to Prosperous Armenia parliamentarians, the ruling party should have sent the amendments first to the High Court for examination, and this is a constitutional violation. Leader of the Bright Armenia Party, Tsarukyan, has stated that the party will meet and discuss the proposal. Tsarukyan also stated that the amendments should have been sent for review to the president, Tsarukyan. Health authorities in Armenia have confirmed 711 new cases of COVID-19, raising the total number of cases to 21,717. 653 new recoveries were also recorded and 14 deaths, raising the death toll to 386. In other news, Health Minister Vardan Petrosyan confirmed that the Armenia-made COVID-19 PCR test kits are now ready for use. Petrosyan lauded the news, which will now allow medics to increase the number of tests they conduct daily. In a Facebook livestream, Prime Minister Nicol Pashinyan presented the jobs and unemployment situation in the country. The PM stated that due to the pandemic lockdown, 21,471 jobs were lost. However, after the lockdown was lifted, 50,094 were restored, meaning that approximately a net amount of 21,000 jobs have been lost due to the pandemic. Pashinyan also added that Armenia's volume of trade is also slowly recovering, according to the State Revenue Committee, and that the government is committed to do everything possible to avoid a second lockdown. CIVILNET's Gechetsik Voskanyan spoke to Eva Husyan, the co-founder of SoloLearn, an IT startup, about breaking the glass ceiling in the Armenian IT sector. Husyan recounted her experience as a woman in the IT sector, and she recognized the different gender roles in Armenia and how a woman working in the IT sector was considered an alien thing when the sector started to grow in Armenia. She did, however, argue that a further problem is the culture of masculinity in Armenia, which may be holding men back from fulfilling their potential. As in modern Armenia, women are more educated, independent, and hardworking, whilst men have been enforced with a false idea of superiority.